Hello everyone, and today we will be entering the world of Pendle and where Pendle meets Time Wonderland. So this Pendle introduced Wonderland Time as one of their partners in the month of December, somewhere around 16th December, and since then there has been so many strategies which have been built on Pendle, and still there is, I guess, a lot of confusion of how Pendle works and what is the best strategy. And today I'm bringing to you some absolute Degen strategies to play around with Pendle and increase the APY on your memo or the time token. So it started with the Twitter threads by Wu Gaba Vineb. I hope I'm pronouncing it properly. So he made these two Twitter threads, one giving 240,000 APY on memo instead of the 80,000. And then the other strategy, which was the guaranteed yield of 112,000% APY on your memo. So I went through them. I went through all their strategies, and I made a huge resource list of everything related to Pendle and how it works, and what are the interest rate swaps. This thread was really helpful for me in understanding interest rate swaps, and whoever has made these graphical representations about how the OT and the YT tokens work and their cheat sheets was really helpful for me to understand. And going through this, I did my own calculations and tried to figure out what can be the best strategy and how I can maximum leverage my return on memo without compromising or taking too much risk. So after going through a lot of these Discord on the Discord channel, I talked to everyone. Noso as well as Xeon have been really helpful on Discord and in helping people. But I saw that most of the queries were either repetitive or there were basically two types of people who were discussing on Discord. One, people who are still confused and want a simple dollar amount comparison to take a decision if they should break their memo into the YT and OT tokens and how that works. The other set of people were who had come up with some really great Degen strategies and which were not covered in the basic calculations shared by Wu Gaba. So I went forward and built on the calculator that Wu Gaba gave with those Twitter threads. I'll be sharing those calculations with you. So yeah, this was the calculator given by Wu Gaba, and as you can see, you have to input four parameters. So we will be using the real-time data to put in the actual numbers here. So as of this recording, the price is 22.69. I'll be putting in 22.70. The APY is 85.360. 85.360. And the price of OT and YT, which is from the markets tab on the Pendle Finance website. YT is 1085 and OT is 1172. 1085. OT is 1172. Perfect. Time left is roughly 41 days. It took me a lot of time to decipher this whole thing. So not a lot of time, almost half of the contract time is over already. So as you can see from the calculator, if you, the three options given by Bukaba was, if you do nothing and you keep the memo as it is, I'm assuming that you have one time invested and all the calculations are based on the investment of one time token. So you get a APY of 85,360, and on 24th February, you will have 2.13 memo after the compounding in the next 41 days. And the other option was that you maximize your yield instead of, so basically if you understand interest rate swaps, you are basically betting on either the APY increasing or decreasing, and you are basically betting that you want to or you can hedge on the APY. So in option 2, which is basically you are betting that the APY will increase further or remain the same. That is how you will maximize the return on the strategy 2. So here the calculator showed a memo of 2.36, and if you convert your memo to YT completely, you sell the OT and buy YT, or you sell the memo token to get MIM and buy the YT. So out of these two calculations, I found that there was a slight difference if you do either of the two strategies. And so if the YT price is less, you will get more memo. So it is, you have to be careful of what the YT price is, and I've made a simple calculator, so you don't need to check the prices again and again. Whichever strategy gives you the maximum memo, you can go with that. Here you can see you are getting a 208,000% APY, but here if the APY of Wonderland time decreases, then you are in for a shock, and this might not be the final return. It might be somewhere closer to this or even lower, who knows. But again, if the APY decreases, this will also reduce. The first strategy price, the memo received will also reduce. And so that is where the option 3 comes in. Option 3 gives you a guaranteed yield, but a much lesser yield. So instead of 85,000, here at the current prices of OT, which seems to be a little higher side, it was much lesser yesterday. So here you will get a 36,000% APY, but this is a guaranteed APY. No matter what the APY increases or decreases, this is what you will get. You will get 1.93 memo, and at the time of the expiry. Here too, you have two options of either you sell your memo directly, or you convert it to YT and OT and you sell your YT to get more OT. Again, here as per the price of OT and YT, you have to take a call of which strategy works better. So other than these three strategies, I went a little deeper and did more calculations. If you understand, I'll try and explain all of them. And in the end, I've made a simple calculator to show all the strategies in one go so that you can take an informed decision. The first strategy basically says that the price of memo is equal to the sum of YT and the OT token price. So if there is any difference in the price, you can basically arbitrage and you can earn a decent yield. And if you compound that and you do this repeatedly, you can maximize your return here. But as you can see, the difference in this case is very small. Almost they are almost at the same price, and and it's a 0.57% difference in price, which is not something you can leverage on. But if in any situation, if this goes to maybe a 2 or a 3%, and your bag is sufficiently big, you can do the compounding and basically average out this price slowly. And that way, if you do it 100 times, if you start with one time, you can potentially reach up to 1.77 times. This is obviously very difficult to achieve, and obviously arbitrage finishes as the transaction keep happening. So compounding it 100 times will be very, very difficult. but nonetheless, that's the strategy. We have already discussed strategy 2. The risks are basically the APY keeps falling and you might end up with a much lesser memo than calculated above. Same risk is shared by the other two strategies, which is about the which is for the where you bet on the yield, which is strategy 8. According to me, I will show you this in a simpler way in the third sheet. So here too, you can take a call of either you want to sell your memo directly to MIM and buy YT, or you want to break them into OT YT and then sell your OT to buy YT. So whichever works. There's a slight difference, but again, if the bag size is big, this might be substantial for some of the members in the community. Here you are, and the third strategy again we discussed, which is the guaranteed yield. Here you will buy the OT and sit tight till 24th February and get a guaranteed yield of 36,000% as of date. So these are the simple strategies, but now let's get down to the Degen stuff. So the first strategy which I found was if you go on Abracadabra Money, you lend your memo, wrapped memo, and against your wrapped memo, you take 50% MIM. So if you invested maybe like 2200, like we invested 2270, and we will borrow 1135 MIM, and using this 1135 we'll buy OT. So you already have the, and you will ride out till 24th February. So you will get the return of sitting tight, which is 2.13 plus the OT of 0.97. So you will end up with a 3.1 OT, which is 3.1 memo on 24th February 21. Sorry. Similarly, here you can see this gives you the maximum return. This gives you like $7,000 at the end of 40 days. You know, you invested $2,000, 270, and you are getting $7,000 in a matter of 41 days. I will show you the APY calculation as well. And here, this is the last strategy where you can basically, instead of buying the OT, you buy the YT with the MIM that you got. Here you will, this is not, so here this is variable. This will vary as per the APY, but this will be fixed. But in the last strategy, both are variable, and you might end up with something lesser. That is why you get a premium here of investing, because you are taking a higher risk, which can be a reward as well as it can go either ways. But here in OT, the way you lose whenever you are investing in OT, the way you lose is that if the yield increases. So if you remember last week, the APY was around 60,000 rupees, 65,000. It fell down to 65,000 rupees, 65,000%. Sorry, and now it has increased as the price fell. The APY has increased to 85,000%. So had someone bought the OT when the APY was 65,000%, and his OT implied yield should be around 30,000%, he would have been losing out now, because now the APY has increased almost by 33%. So from 66,000%, it has gone up to 85,000%. So I made a simple sheet to see all the options in one go and calculate the APY as well. So here is the arbitrage, again very difficult to implement, and and possibly you will not be able to get the return as expected, because here it depends on the price difference. So you have to monitor the price difference between the OT plus YT and the time token. Second option is giving you doing nothing. It's giving you an APY of 85,460. Guaranteed yield, the OT tokens are giving you a yield of around 35,000, but these are guaranteed yields. And investing in the YT tokens is giving you a 200,000% APY, but these are not guaranteed. These will vary, and these might come down as the project goes ahead. Now let's talk about the most interesting strategy, which is the Degen strategy. So here, if you deposit WMEM, you borrow wmemo, you borrow MEM to buy OT, and you have to monitor the availability of MEM. Which is I think the biggest problem in this strategy. Abracadabra money rarely shoots out MEM, and they finish up very fast, very fast. So you have to be very careful and keep your eye on the availability of MEM. But if you are lucky, um, considering the price of time has fallen quite a bit, and you are borrowing only 50%, so the chances of liquidation are much lesser. The only risk in this strategy is that if the price of time falls drastically and your position is liquidated uh, because of the price fall. So I went to Abracadabra money, and I'll show you. If you buy roughly 50%, the liquidation price comes to $60,000 per WMemo. So which is another 40% fall from here, including the rebases. So which seems unlikely. Again, you don't know anything in the crypto market, anything can happen at all. So but I think 50%, taking 50% MIM on your WMemo seems conservative, and you can ride out for the next 40 days on this strategy. So here you get, as you can see here, you get either a final memo of 3.1 or 3.32%, and 3.32 memo or 3.1 memo, depending on the strategy that you choose. And as you can see, the APY here, oh my god, this is increased even further. It is 4.3 million%. Yes, it is 4.3 million%. But again, depends on the price of the YT. So yeah, you have to be careful of what price and what strategy is working at what moment. And then in the end, basically the decision is that you take a call and stick with it for the next 40 days and see where it goes. So this strategy seems to be a very attractive strategy, and can be implemented, but again depends on the availability of MIM and how you can borrow MIM from the Abracadabra. Then now I have also went deep into the rabbit hole and found a Degen strategy for whales only. This is not for the Frog Nation members or someone with a smaller bag. This is only for people who have huge bags. Here, what you can do is you convert all your OT to YT. Once you have the YT, every day you will be getting 1.8% of the memo that you invested. So assuming, as you can see, I've done the calculation here. D55, okay. D55 is, so yeah, so we sold the OT, we bought the YT, we have 2.08 YT as of now, and on that 2.08 YT we will be getting 1.8% every day. And so if someone has $100,000 bag, 1.8 and he does the YT strategy, so he will be getting almost twice the rebases because he has double the yield. So he will be getting around 300 to $3,500 worth of memo every day. So the simple strategy is you convert this 3,500 dollar memo and you buy more YT, and you do that repeatedly. Every day you get around $3,500 worth memo from the rebases. You reinvest those memo into either YT or you can buy the OT. So this way, if you do this compounding for 40 days, I did the mathematics. I'm not, if someone wants to verify it, please do, please feel free to correct if there is any mistake in the sheet. But the APY for whales only can potentially reach around 80 million% or 85 million%, if I am not wrong. Yeah. So yeah, similarly, if you reinvest the 3,500 worth of memo every day into OT, as per the current calculation, you will get a 5.3 memo at the end of 40 days, 41 days. So this is another way of investing and maximizing your bags. So as you can see, the rich get richer. They have the potential to get richer. We always have to follow the lead. So yeah, this was the strategies. I hope you liked the video, and you'll be sharing this among your friends and see which strategy works for you, and how you can maximize your yield. I think I will be trying this Degen strategy here, and I'm waiting for the availability of MIM. As soon as I get some MIM, I'll be aping into this strategy and trying to maximize my yield to maybe and try and get three memo on each time invested as of now. So let's see what happens. Guys, I hope you liked the video. I'll be stopping as of now, and I'll be sharing one more video on Pendle with the strategies for LP staking, of staking YT and OT in the Pendle website, and how the calculations work for that. So hope you like the video, and I'm hoping to get a good feedback on this. See ya.